Hey there guys, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome here if it's your first time in this video. I'm checking out the IO Acoustic Sogno. Let's get it. What's cracking, audio fans? David here from Prime Audio Reviews. So just look at this beauty in front of me, the IO Acoustics Sogno. It's their second IEM. The first one was the beloved Volair right there. Now, the Sogno comes in at a price of $399, and we've got an 8-driver configuration with 2 dynamic drivers and 6 balanced armatures. Now, let's have a look at this cable real quick. It's an excellent cable. It's a modular cable, and it comes with a 4.4 and a 3.5mm termination in the box, and to change them out, you just unscrew that little bit there and it pops right out just like that. So it's always great to see those modular cables, especially when you're paying for those more expensive IEMs. So yeah, it's a good cable, pretty similar or maybe even identical to the Volair one. It's really nice, handles well, and there you go. Let's have a look at the Sogno now. That's what it looks like. You can see it's styled very similarly to the Volair. It's about the same size in the shells. It's got a different faceplate pattern. It kind of looks like a grey tree pattern, like a burnt tree. I don't know how to describe it, but it is absolutely beautiful. Looks better than it does in real. It looks better in real life than it does on camera, but just check it. That's so pretty. So if you saw my Volair review, you know that I loved this IEM to bits. I thought it was I still think it's one of the best IEMs of the year. And so I had pretty high hopes for the Sogno. Didn't quite turn out the way I was hoping. So let's talk about that. First of all, the Sogno has a kind of a neutral bright sound signature. Let's have a look at the graph. That's what the graph looks like. And I always listen to my IEMs before I measure them, but before I did the measurements, I kind of knew what to expect. Pretty much that boosted upper mid-range area. The sub bass on the graph, although it looks pretty impressive, the bass extension here is actually quite disappointing. It's just not powerful enough. It's not authoritative enough to counterbalance that massive upper mid-range peak. And not only do you have that upper mid-range to contend with, but there's also a fairly lively treble as well. It's a decent treble. The timbre in the treble, I would say, is not quite right. The mid-range, I'm going backwards today in case you haven't noticed. Well, actually, I'm jumping all over the place, but the mid-range is a little bit on the lean side. Of course, it's got excellent clarity, and it's got good instrument separation. The overall resolution is pretty good, but then there is the lower mid-range, which just sounds a bit hollow. It sounds a little lifeless. It's lacking soul, it's lacking body, it's lacking warmth. And that's kind of what they went for with the Volair, but the Volair had slightly more forward lower mids, and then it had that excellent sub bass to just hold everything together. The Sogno, on the other hand, the bass just falls short. Yes, it can produce some sub-bass notes, but when you hear them, you can't escape the feeling like that's it. That's all it's got. There's nothing left, no reserves in the tank. And the mid-bass, of course, it's nice and fast. It is tight and very controlled, but it lacks punch. It lacks that impact, that kind of visceral physicality that just makes you go, it's just not there. So unfortunately, the IO Acoustics Sogno is just not for me. Not purely because of the tuning and the sound signature, I'm fine with that, but just because the technicalities are not particularly impressive, especially the bass. But you know, the detail retrieval is only kind of average. There's nothing exceptional about it. The sound stage is fairly ordinary. So as you can tell already, I just don't like it very much, and which is such a shame because just look how beautiful they are. It's one of the best looking IEMs I think I've ever seen, regardless of price. It's so pretty. But anyway, guys, that is the IO Acoustics Sogno. Go for it if you want. It's not for me. I don't think it stands up to, I don't think it delivers on par with what it should for, you know, that price. We're talking about $400. And in my opinion, there's just a whole lot of other IEMs that can do it a lot better. But if you've got a deep enough pockets and you're looking for something exceptional, I still highly recommend the IO Acoustics Volaire because it is just fantastic. But that's it. I'm going to wrap it up there. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, Pa Family Audiophile style. If you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button before you go. And until next time, I'll see you later.